Hey guys, back again working on the Bearguy. Given the epoxy plenty of time to set up, so let's start cleaning it off so we can get this cleaned up. So first attack it with clippers, that way you can trim off some of the heavy stuff. This stuff really set up pretty hard, so this will definitely save us a decent amount of time doing it this way. This really set up hard. A lot harder than I was expecting. Guess we didn't properly mix the stuff together. Better. Hardener acted more than I thought, or something happened, I guess. We'll see what this looks like when we get this stuff off. Damn it. Okay, well, I'm going to have to fill that hole in. Definitely try and don't take too much at one time, otherwise stuff like that happens. Just try and take a little at a time, nice and slow. And supposed to say I'm going to have a bit of a mess to clean up. All is said and done. This section is going to be a little more tricky because obviously this was where they filled it, so I don't want to take too much and have to do some major filling. Come back to that guy in a second. Do this guy now. Obviously, we're also going to do a pretty hefty amount of sanding on these guys to get them rolled out and smoothed. But just doing it this way, we can, take care of some of the heavier stuff, so we're not having to spend forever sanding. Truth be told, I looked into getting a little desk sander, but that didn't super pan out. This one I was looking for at Harbor Freight, where I heard you could get it, at least the one by me, didn't have any. The only ones they had were a fair bit bigger, which really would not work. Okay, so I think I just about got some of the heavier stuff. Now to start doing a little more detailed. So now I'm just going to slowly start shaving off some of this excess. Again, I'm not doing this with the clipper because now we're getting closer to the surface, so we don't want to take too much off. So it's mainly just a matter of whittling little bits at a time. It's the old less is more. Here. And just remember, we're doing this so we don't have to sand forever. So hopefully we'll be able to get this through. Taking another little break from the crocheting as well, just because after the last episode getting the treads done, just took it out of me to the point where I'm thinking just, power through the rest and show the last bit, which is doing up the treads, or just call it now and finish it out on my own just to, get it done. Yeah. Sorry about that. I had to talk to my mother for a second. It's one of those things you forget it. Just a normal conversation. You have a mic on. Also apologize for the fan noise. It's still toasty here. I'm using a different fan tonight because the one I've been using, typically I moved to my room so I can try to beat some of the heat at night. But that's probably the worst part, is just how hot it's been at night. It just makes it impossible to sleep. Okay. We got that section pretty well trimmed. Let's start getting here. Also hadn't helped that last night pulled a double shift. Worked till from 7 last night to 3 in the morning. And then I had to work again this morning, starting at 8. Suffice to say, it was not fun. Alright, let's try first take it sanding, see how much comes off. At the very least, there's a little more of a shape and definition. I'm using this larger sanding sponge, as it does make it a lot easier to get some of these bigger areas. Now, obviously, I'm not going to worry about getting this perfectly rounded out and all that. That'll come later. Now, I'm mainly just focusing on knocking some of the higher points down so I can see where we're at. So that then come back in and tag it again with the X-Acto. This is one of those things I do probably need to get a little higher grit for this stuff. Knock off some of this excess stuff that I put down with my fingers. Okay, so right here we're probably going to do the biggest bit of cleaning up at this point. We really didn't do too much. In fact, probably went a little overkill. We want to be careful since I am cutting towards me. And just move slowly. Not much there. Come back in here again. Loading down the tops here. Hopefully, not have too much to fix once we get all this beaten down. Obviously, this is going to take a bit. Okay. I think I'll give it another tag with the sander. It's going to take a while. Just for a second. If I recall correctly, this was when it was new, like 150 grit, but suffice it to say, with age, it seems to lost a lot of its bite. Now that's a good and bad thing about these sanding sponges, is that they do last a while. But at the same time, they can lose a decent amount of the sanding power. So it's good on the one hand, you can keep using them, albeit at a lower grit. At the same time, you do need to get new ones semi-regularly. So just again. Okay, that's going to take it down pretty nicely. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of whittling tonight. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and clip that section totally off since it really serves no purpose. I'm still going to try to save this plug hole. Okay, so that's down. Keep going this way. It's going to work our way around the edge. That'll help both with sanding and make sure we don't take down too much. Honestly, up here where it's still fairly high, we keep coming in at the middle and trying not to go too deep. But at the same time, we do want to make sure we're taking off material. It does make it easier for us to sand. Okay. On this top section. Popped up a little. Honestly, this is not one of those slow and monotonous parts of modeling. Fortunately, it does eat up a lot of time. Right down. Keep going. Now, depending on what exactly you're doing, you can also use this point to help try and shape what the end look you're going for. Obviously, in our case, it's round and smooth, but depending on what you're doing, this is the time to start to help define the shape. I'm also checking as we're going to make sure that the underlying epoxy has indeed set up. That can sometimes happen that the upper part sets, but the lower does not. Okay, I'm starting to get some of this barrier stuff off, but we'll come back to that. Now, one nice thing about doing it this way is you can tell where you've been, since that'll be more geodesic as opposed to smooth and round sanded sections. That's really getting down this upper guy. Unfortunately, this is the slow and hard part. Not a whole lot we can really do to speed this up without some form of power tool. I think the rest of this I need to sand down. I can tell just by looking at the desk just how much we've knocked down. May have to soon change out this pad as we're fast approaching the point where it's full up. It does not hurt to just keep sanding it at this point, because we still have plenty of material to go through. So all you're doing at this point is helping yourself. Obviously, some of this will ultimately get cleaned up later as we put a more precise bits of sandpaper and whatnot. Yeah, it's starting to take more shape. So I'd say you're going to get really messy doing this. Okay. Well, for now we'll set him aside and take a short break. Let's go to work on this guy. Unfortunately, why the putty is great for filling big gaps. Some of these smaller ones, I'll admit, was more than a little overkill. At least on this backside, though, it does look like it is coming up a little easier. Okay. Oof. Need a second to rest. So let's start cutting. Now here I was saying being a little more aggressive, since we're actually filling holes, so it does mean that there's going to be less above the surface than below. So that means if we're filling a hole as opposed to basically filling like a cavity, it does mean we can be a little more aggressive and kind. From here on out, this section is all singing. At least till we get the fill plugs a little more defined, like we have now. that off. Here, we'll sand it. Okay. There we go. Now let's check this guy a little. Yeah, suffice to say, this is going to be a bit of a cleanup. Trying to see if it's quite that tack. The sanding sponge is done. Check. Start getting in a little more tightly. Honestly, we will eventually need to do a little more detailed sanding, smoothing everything out before we painter. But for now, I think on the back it's looking good. Let's get in here. Yeah, I think that just that sanding bigger sponge is kind of old and done. Yeah, this guy's really cutting away a lot better. Put that on to buy list next time. I'm out near Home Depot or something. Okay. Now, some of this will still further clean up once we get primed, so we see any spots we might have missed. There we go. Our chest piece is now all pull that basically done. We still need primer and see what she looks like. Just gonna sweep some of this excess off. Gotta trash back in. Get it in later. Alright. Start packing this stuff. See what this does, and we'll move from there. Maybe to cut things short, go check. I think cat may have just used the litter box and is stinging up the house. Oh, this thing is really doing a great job on this. Oh yeah, you can already tell from here versus here just how much plastic or epoxy this thing's eating away. They're really doing a great job of, oops, yeah, that's something stuck to me. Really doing a great job of cleaning this thing up. So we got a bit of a lip there though. Yeah, one of the things I did today was went ahead and cleaned up all the sanding sponges I've got that needed cleaning. They're still kind of drying, but The upside is, got a bunch of clean ones now. Like this thing's starting to build back out. Not quite cutting like she used to. Yeah, this is where I wish I had a mechanical one. It's a little easier. But unfortunately, I don't. Hopefully, this won't take super long. Because ideally, if we can get these things cleaned up tonight, I can get a coat of primer on them tomorrow. That guy's done. Yeah, I can get a coat of primer on them tomorrow. You can take a look early afternoon tomorrow as well. See if there's any touch-up areas I need to do. Won't be able to string till Tuesday night. I work tomorrow night. That section's pretty well good. Yeah, this particular sanding pad's not as good as that first one. Fortunately, it's a lot older and it's really falling apart. That one now. Okay, let's see what this does now. It's supposed to say this is going to be another episode with lots of sanding. Let's start getting here around the mouthpiece. This will help. Better find where this thing connects. Honestly, we don't want to sand so much that we reveal the lip between where the epoxy ends and the part begins. This particular sanding pad's not super great. There. Start to get some of that down. Yeah, just change pads out again. I was supposed to say you'll eventually build up a pretty decent collection of sanding pads. Do this for any measurable amount of time. Good. Sitting there, I forgot if I had left the mic on mute. You got nothing but dead air for the last God knows how long. Okay, I'm going to stop sanding for a few minutes instead. Come back in to knock down some of this heavier stuff. Actually, this is taking a lot of time. I want to get this more cut off than it is. honestly, around here where we're just gap filling, I can again be a little more aggressive. So worst case, we just fill it in using other means. So feeling around right now to see where I can better help define, smooth things out. Just lift up a little there. Yeah, I caught some of there. Yeah, well, this entire top thing just popped off. Oh well. I'll come back in and fix that later. Not end of the world, just minor annoyance. There we go. Now, here's a difficult place. We're also building that edge. So that sort of forces us to come this direction. Here. So we can still somewhat do some shaping later. We need to. And this edge here, we go. Okay. Let's do it one more side. So aside from a couple areas that we need to do some touching up on, started to make some decent progress in this cleaned up. Yeah, unfortunately, this stuff really likes to clog the sanding bunches up. It does make it a little more difficult. So I take it back. There's more than just making it a little more difficult. It makes it a lot more difficult. Oh. Okay. We've got this section just about done, at least. Yeah, that sponge is done. Now these sponges are really kind of poor, but it's getting to the point where they're all I've got. Yeah. Hit this section a little more with the knife. It's really high. Let's take a look in here too. Now you can start to see a little better here where the edge begins for the mouth. just gotta make sure we don't lose some of that definition. There. Here we go. Definitely getting closer. That's a nasty edge. Dang it. That lifted. It's just pretty swell. I'm just gonna start picking some of that back. It's not gonna serve its purpose anymore. This will save us a little time sanding. Okay. Whew. I'd say this is one of those things that wears you down pretty quickly. Best to try to find a mix of which way to sand, either moving the pad or moving the part. That way you don't wear one hand more than the other. Okay. Oh, that just absolutely destroyed this pad. Yeah, that's done. Okay. On the next pad. Hopefully I don't run out of pads before we're done tonight. Well, if that does happen, I'll just finish this sanding off camera. Just sort of call it done. Trying to feel where the edges are. Use those to help guide me. Right here is particularly bad. I have to trim that down a little more first. There. Starting to feel good. Yeah, unfortunately, that first thing we had really the best one we had. I think we blew it too soon, which is unfortunate. Another big advantage of these sanding pads, aside from the fact that they do contour the curved shapes a lot better than just straight sandpaper, is easily. Take another close look this time. You're just really freaking high. Hang on one second. Come on. Careful. Don't want to cut a finger off. That would not be fun. into this nicely. Whittle it down into a much better position. Thankfully, this whole thing is set up so I'm not dealing with partially set epoxy. It does look like I may have found a bit of a air bubble or something. Here. Yeah, it looks like a little pocket where either because of how I kneaded it, applied it, or just how it set up. A little bit of an air bubble there. So we'll have to deal with that potentially at some point, assuming sanding doesn't clean it up for us. Still, yeah, that pad really kind of sucks. Let's try the really old one, see if it lasts more than a few minutes. Even though it is older, it's cutting, but it's falling apart in the process, seems like. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll be able to get it done before it totally dies. That's all the extra dust off. Okay, so let's see how we are now. Yeah, it's just about leveled out. We still need to bring things down a lot. Yeah, pack it here for now. So I'll just get this cleaned up. Good evening, 00 Rex. How are you this evening? Just about got this section cleaned up. You can now really tell where the gap was that we filled. Epoxy is tired. Yeah, I know what you mean. Came off a 7 to 3 a.m. shift this morning and then a 8 to 11 shift. Tired? And what are you waiting for? Okay, that one's done. Let's see where that initial one went to. See if we can get any more use out of it. The edge is starting to come down, but still pretty well defined. Stop sanding for a minute. All right. Try scoring it with the exacto, see if that helps. Bring down, level it a little. Waiting, GN Archer. Huh? Unfortunately, that's one of those things you just have to play the waiting game on. Not a whole lot you can do. So that seems to help a little. Just keep filling around for right now. We'll do this on the edges that need it, and then we'll resume the monotony of sanding. At least doing it this way is seeming to take some of the heavier stuff out. I'm not going to work too much. All this is sanded, primed, and all that good stuff. So, ultimately, I'm not going to affect this too terribly much. If you do scratch it all, we'll knock it out with some sanding. Okay. Hopefully, I do say hopefully, at least get this so we can get the first primer coat on tomorrow and see where we might need to do any additional cleanup. That off. Hopefully, this pad will at least hold up for a little bit. As the other pads that I cleaned today still haven't fully dried, I don't want to go grab those just yet. And that's just about there. Honestly, once we prime it, we'll fully see where all the cleanup has to happen. As for this, or in general actually, it's always best, in my opinion, to start with a gray primer. That way you can see where all you need to clean, where any potential gaps are, and all that. And then honestly, either put another coat on once you get all of that done, and use that as your base, or go with a white primer or black, depending on what you're doing for paint. A little nasty guy there. It never hurts to change how you get the sponge shaped. That'll sometimes allow you to use a section of it that hasn't worn as much. Nasty, a little bit of a lip here. Let's get him. I keep hoping that some of this heat will finally disappear. If only just make it a lot more livable at night. Yeah, I think we just may have nicked a little. Figure it out. Didn't want to. Yeah, now we can see where we start filling. Oh, at least we know we'll need to fill that section in. Again, yeah, I still don't know why the Bondo did that. It created like a groove pattern where it almost seemed like it sucked up the plastic from the backside. Okay, now the same to this guy. Knock some of this excess down. That's how it trims down. Sorry, need to adjust my hands a little. This does get quite tiresome after a while. Hopefully, once we get all this done, get it at least primed to make sure we're good. Do the next part on this, sort of secret, which I will say now, at least for this episode's sort of hint, we are going to be giving him a little hat. Not 100% sure how I'm going to make it yet. I'm leaning towards getting some styrene tubing to use sort of as the initial base, and then use a piece of sheet styrene to build the bottom of the hat, and then putty to do shaping on top. Here's got a nasty. Yeah, let's see if I can mix some of that down. Yeah, a lot of this, unfortunately, if you will, where a lot of the model and skill comes from is, what you can feel with your hands and fingers. It's honestly, more in your eyes, they give you a lot more information for this sort of stuff. A small little gap will show up for your hands more than it will for your eyes. Yeah. I'm going to try one of these. Yeah, that guy, that's, here we go. Try that older guy now. Hopefully, we won't split more than it has. This guy, unfortunately, can't really shape. He's splitting like crazy. I'm just going to sort of focus on getting the center section a little more sanded down. Suffice to say, my hands are now quite powdery. That's another thing, sanding this stuff, or any putty for that matter, for an extended period of time, it's going to make an absolute mess. Just about got it. That's really buttered it. Not one second. There we go. So give so there it is. Went over 4, one more. Okay. I think we almost got this. Now, another day, get the right tool in the position and move mountains. In this case, sand a buttload of epoxy filler down. Okay. So I think we got this section pretty well done, I will need to fill that little bit of a divot. Hopefully this, yeah, there we go. Show the camera. Now, let's come in, hit this patch a little. If you can't get this done up a little more, then I think we will be able to call it. And I can go get this sucker primed in the morning. Still feeling a little high spot in here. I suppose that I'm probably going to have to hack this work area dust buster to get it even remotely cleaned up at this point. But it's one of those things we live for and suffer for our hobby. Right in here in this mid section, a little high. Ah, lots of dust. Okay. Here. Oh, that's good. I think just about half it. So one last click over. Okay. Whew. I think I got it as good as we're going to be able to get it tonight. So I say I'm going to probably give these guys a nice wipe down with a bit of a micro. Or actually, I think I'll use my tack cloth to get all this up off them. Because there's just so much dust on them right now. It's a little ridiculous. Yeah, you can tell just how much sanding I did with my hand. So yeah, I'll get that cleaned up, get a primer coat on, and yeah, we'll sort of go from there. We'll be back on in maybe a little bit for some gaming. So until next time.